male category. Right on cue, the men's -80s.
First semi-final in the category.
You see a lot of action whether Seif likes it or not.
Safe to say that Seif will be in danger if Maxim can go to his maximum effort. Adam Alawi, centre referee. Just to give you some context, he stands at 6'3", so two tall -80 fighters. Tall order for both. Maxim Hramsov, home favourite, the man in blue. Egypt's finest, trying to keep it slow and steady at the start. Good headshot from the big Egyptian to start this one off. Both fighters working away in the clinch. Adam Alawi separating them.
Wonderful attempt. As we saw, if you've been staying with us, as we saw at the last Grand Prix, just missed out on that gold medal. And I mean, it's those quality fundamentals. And at the end of the day, even though he's safe, he still takes those just amazing headshots that gets him ahead. Things spiral.
Yep, safe by name, but not by nature. Going with that big headshot. Pretty close, Maxim Hramsov. As you see, the home favourite, a bit of pressure. Tries with the punch.
Wonderful extension, a lot of noise. That doesn't surprise me at all. That should have scored.
Coach Lashmanov agreeing. Headshot came pretty close as well. Good strong referee.
Even it up at 1-1 with a minute to go in the first round. Oh, wonderful. Oh man, this is the kind of exchange you like to see. It's just a slight mistake that's the difference between the gold medal match and the bronze medal repechage.
Good spinning attempt there from Seif. Eats a headshot on the way through. And as you mentioned, Stephen, the crowd enjoying this one.
Yeah, just managed to stay in bounds too, avoiding those silly deductions that can cost you in the end.
Yeah, as you say, trying to stay in bounds, but who's bound for the final at the moment? The man from Moscow, setting a good pace against Seif. Well, the open stance, not too much open scoring opportunity. Knocks for both as we go through the final knockings in this one. Jumping chop kick, landing nicely.
Taking advantage of that turn. It was a risky move in the end of the round like that. Probably safer to just do the cut. The Egyptian took advantage of it for sure.
Yeah, as you say, paying off nicely. The back kick missing from Maxim, but it was a maximal effort from Seif. All to fight for in this one. And of course, if you're the coach in the Egyptian corner, he's not just fighting against Lashmanov and indeed Maxim Hramsov, trying to subdue the crowd as well.
Right. It's one of those things. A lot of times fighters will either tell you one of two things. Either they didn't hear the crowd at all, or it was the loudest crowd they've ever heard in their life. And so it all comes down to that mental approach of, all right, am I going in to win this, or am I going in trying not to lose, which is a huge difference.
As you say, huge difference in terms of the approach. Not a huge difference on the scoreboard. Seif from Egypt, the man in red, the marginal lead, and there is indeed the crowd. They're enjoying this one. Perhaps not the scoreline though. Here he comes with that punch on the way through. Good tactic, Stephen.
Excellent punch, yeah. I think if he takes advantage of that distance, especially with the home crowd advantage, he can score a lot of those points. That might make a difference.
Yeah, as you say, making the difference on the scores on the board. Headshot not far away as well.
Fantastic, and he picked up another one, making it 10-4.
That headshot may be invalidated for holding after the kick.
The crowd
he's taken off the
like
6 points here, as you say. They don't like the fact that he's taken off the 6 points. So just to clarify there, one headshot landed clearly, Stephen,
right,
which should be 3, and then?
Yeah, and then I couldn't see it. Yeah, I believe it was a hold, and then he followed with another headshot. The referee took off all 6. In fairness, it should only be 3.
Yeah,
so
I would
right now it
agree
should
with
still be 8-4.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
Keep a flag. Keep your head. This only 3 points, you know? So 3 after the conjuring. Yes.
Adam Alawi helping the Russian coach out nicely there.
And after 3 points and gum jump. Maybe 3 points and gum jump, but 3 points before. Understood?
Yeah, so exactly as you had said, they're summarising it there. 6 points were taken off. There's the first headshot which landed clean. That was the second one. Was it after Callio? Callio, of course, meaning to stop.
I don't think so, but it's all going to come down to what the technical judge up at the front says. Definitely two separate techniques. There's no reason that the first 3-point headshot should have been taken off. That should definitely stay up. Logically, I would think he wins this video replay challenge.
Yeah, I would tend to agree with you on that one. It looks to have been overly punitive. 6 being taken off instead of 3. And we get to have a little chat. Adam Awawi having a move down here just to have a conversation. The first headshot landing clean. Second headshot was after that clinch work there, so we're not privy to what the conversation is between the two parties here. So exactly as you'd said, Stephen Lambden gave us that little possible preview. Wants the 3 points back on the board. Happy to take the Gamjon though. So you can probably hear just a little rewinding noise there. Apologies for that. And they're literally rewinding the action just to have a little look at it. We've got the bird's eye view here in Moscow.
Classic VHS noise.
Love it. Nice VHS reference as well.
Thank you. That's why I'm so popular with my peers.
That's it. Arcane references, but spot-on analysis. And indeed, you called it correctly. Video replay card recovered, and the 3 points restored. So normal service resumed. Centre referee Adam Awawi gets things underway again. 7-5 on the board. And the crowd are certainly not bored here in this one. 2 up in the second round here.
So close, within an inch. I think, especially with that link, you got to go back to the well. Again, they're so close on those opportunities. Just a slight change in angle, and I mean, suddenly he could be winning by 6.
We're looking for those big jumping chop kicks. Seif EISSA, Maxim Hramsov showing quite a good physical intensity here. Got pretty close with that headshot. This, of course, the Grand Prix semi-final, the men's -80s. If you're just joining us, a warm welcome. And if you've been here all along, well, you've enjoyed some top-class taekwondo so far. Tiana Bogdanovic and Wu Jingyu will go at it in the final tomorrow. In the men's -80 final, who's going to join them? 2 up here in the second, 45 to play.
I'm curious what the game plan's going to be here. Are we going to keep up with this pace? Because right now, this is an exhausting pace. Hramcov looks like he can handle it no problem. I'm curious what Egypt's going to do, if we're going to start to press or if we're going to try and bounce out the round, save some energy for round 3.
Well, those questions duly answered. Maxim Hramsov again with those shots on the inside. The level of physical intensity. Just had a little look at the scoreboard there, not even breathing.
Right, yeah. I think you can safely say foot is on the gas for Hramcov, especially with this home crowd.
Can he motor away off into the distance? Can Seif EISSA find a way back into this one? The big back kick round the corner. A pensive look from the Russian there, but the score's not on the board. As we head back to the corner, with 3 points to the good.
The crowd called it. That was a good punch. We heard it from here. Absolutely should have scored.
Safely back to the corner. And we're giving Maxim Hramsov all the plaudits richly deserved. If you're Seif EISSA now, how do you summon up the fitness and the intensity to take the crown off this man here?
It's a 2-minute offense at this point, especially with his length, his reach. I think that foot comes off the ground and only goes back down on the ground once or twice this 3rd round if he wants a shot at this. He just missed out on that gold medal at the last Grand Prix. I doubt he wants to miss out on the opportunity this time. So I'll bet we see a heck of a lot of effort from both players going into this 3rd round.
Well, no questioning the effort, and as you mentioned, there's the headshots missing by a whisker, and indeed missing the whiskers of Maxim. He's got such good head movements, Stephen, he sees it coming.
Yeah, I mean, there's a reason he's Olympic #1. The man is ruthless.
Well, the ruthless Russian against the effervescent Egyptian in this one. It's going to take an excellent effort from Seif EISSA to make it through into the opening stance, into the closing round perhaps. And the physicality of Seif EISSA tries with the headshot as mentioned. And Maxim Hramsov Doing well not to go into defensive mode. Still retaining a lot of the headspace of Seif Issa, making him think and making him work here.
He's got the right idea, keeping pressure on him. The last thing you want is this Egyptian kid throwing those headshots, because one of them will go up eventually.
We're looking for that opportunity, the fighter in red. 3 of a difference, of course. A chop kick to the head is worth 3 if he can spin for the back kick.
Beautiful
punch lands again, though, now.
Yep. Beautiful punch.
It's almost like an uppercut on the inside.
Yeah, but it's making a ton of noise, and the crowd is loving it.
No one loving it more than Maxim Hramtsov. There's the headshot whistling past again.
I think both were a little surprised that didn't go up.
Surprised and delighted, I think.
Yeah. Yep. The judges are going to keep giving him that. It is the benefit of not only a quality punch, but having the home country on the back of your uniform.
For sure. And of course, speaking of the home country, we're going to have a little conversation with the centre referee and a little conflab with the corner judges. And meanwhile, Coach Lashmanov, nominated as one of the coaches of the year for the gala, which is tomorrow, who will be celebrating. Decent atmosphere, Stephen?
Yeah, this is the kind of atmosphere you want at a Grand Prix. You want the crowd all riled up.
Well, will they be cheering at the end of this one? Packed house here. The CSK basketball arena, the punch landing again on the inside. Well, if it works 5 times, why not 6?
Absolutely. Seif has to make something happen. We can't sit back. There's too big of a deficit and only 40 seconds to go in this 3rd round.
Can he find something? He finds himself eating another punch. We know he's got the back kick round the corner. Adam Awawi will give another gam job. Goes from bad to worse for the Egyptian, who calls for the card. His coach says, no, get on with it. And he duly does. Just about 30 seconds left.
Yeah, he's got to switch stances because he hasn't had an answer for that punch the entire time. If he wants to make something happen, he has to go now, and he has to go with big kicks, turns, and face shots.
Well, tries that big face shot, turning kick that you mentioned. Tries again the chop round the corner. Maxim Hramtsov sees it coming. Can he see off the efforts of Seif Issa?
15 seconds to go. He's not taking his foot off the gas because I think he knows if Seif gets going, that's where he's at most risk. So he's got to stay on offense. 10 seconds to go.
For the last 10 seconds, Maxim Hramtsov surfing on a wave of emotion. The crowd carrying him home here. Seif Issa wants him sent back to the naughty step to take the gam job, but the Russian will be happy to do that, and he'll be happy to see the clock tick down. The efforts of the Egyptian are one and done, finishing with a couple of punches. Crowd loving it. Home favourite for a reason. The Olympic rank #1 into the final. Well, we called him an entertainer before it, Stephen. He delivered there.
Absolutely. Played to the crowd. Still respectful the whole time, but got the crowd nice and riled up. These are the kind of players that you like in these events because he draws a crowd.
Well, hats off to Maxim as he caps off. And as we see the highlights here, Stephen, he didn't put a foot wrong, or indeed a fist.
Yeah, he's got to be. He's going to be a little bit sore going into that repecharge match, taking those punches. They were, a couple of them were a little questionable on the score, but overall they were just. It was thunder every time he threw it.
Yeah, as you can see, the consternation on the coaching corner. Former Olympian, Egyptian coach there, but a man going for his maiden Olympic gold title could be Maxim Hramtsov. He's